The City of Johannesburg has been grappling with serious water outages due to a number of reasons, and while electrical breakdowns have been repaired quickly, enabling Rand Water to restore its pumping, it has taken a long time for the reservoirs to be refilled, and the high demand has also resulted in water leaving these reservoirs almost as quickly as it is pumped into them. Spokesperson for Johannesburg Water, Nombuso Shabalala, is quoted as saying the current heat wave that has persisted these past few weeks and the lack of rain has resulted in high water demand, while Mayor Kabelo Gamanda said that the situation is much better than last week. Well, Dr. Sean Phillips, the Director General at the Department of Water and Sanitation, joins us now and hopefully will give us more insight on the actual cause of these water woes. Doctor, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, in your op-ed, which is very scathing and enlightening, you say that the COJ is not budgeting for maintenance, refurbishment or the renewal of water infrastructure, and you totally object the notion that these outages have been as a result of the current heat wave, as now some are alluding to. You also outlined the three interrelated factors that you say are the actual causes of these disruptions. Please elaborate more.
Good evening to you and good evening to your listeners. I don't totally reject the argument that the heat waves have an impact on the situation. They do. The underlying problem is that the demand for water in Johannesburg and in Gauteng as a whole has grown rapidly over the last 10 years as the population of Gauteng has grown. In addition, the amount of leaks in the municipal water distribution systems has increased over that time, partly due to a lack of maintenance of the distribution system by the municipalities. Now, we anticipated that increase in demand for water in Gauteng, and we planned a second phase of the Lesotho Highlands project to bring more water to Gauteng from the mountains in Lesotho. Unfortunately, that phase 2 of the Lesotho Highlands project is now 9 years overdue, and there's only going to be substantially more water in the integrated Vaal River system from 2028. Which means in the meantime, all the municipalities in Gauteng need to conserve water. They need to reduce the leaks in the water system. But in addition, the public in Gauteng, in Johannesburg and in other municipalities need to use water more sparingly. So that the problem is that the current situation is that when there are heat waves or when there are disruptions due to, for example, electrical breakdowns, then because the demand is very close to the available supply of water from Rand Water, it means that it becomes very difficult for the reservoirs to fill and then supply water to higher-lying areas. So those are the main causes of why we're in a difficult situation in Johannesburg and Gauteng. And the key solutions are firstly for us to finish the Lesotho Highlands Phase 2 water project expeditiously and bring additional water to Gauteng, and then Rand Water can build additional treatment capacity, which they're planning to do. They have a 35 billion Rand capital works program to put in place additional treatment capacity so that when that additional water flows from Lesotho into the Vaal River system, Rand Water will then be able to treat much more water and supply more water to municipalities. But in the meantime, the third important thing that needs to happen is that Joburg and the other municipalities, their councils need to prioritize budgeting for maintenance of their water system so that they can reduce the leaks. And they also need to prioritize projects to make their systems more resilient to increase to peaks in demand and shortages of water supply, for example, by putting in place additional reservoirs and pumps. And then lastly, and very importantly, all of us living in Gauteng need to use water more sparingly. The average consumption of water by residents of Gauteng in terms of litres per capita per day is 279 litres per capita per day, whereas the international average is 173 litres per capita per day, which is an anomaly because we're a water-scarce country. We're amongst the 30 most water-scarce countries in the world. We don't have a lot of water in South Africa, and we can't use water as though it's freely available and it's not a scarce resource. It's a very scarce resource in South Africa. If everyone in Gauteng can use water more sparingly, if the municipalities can do better in terms of reducing the leaks in the distribution systems, then we can last through this period between now and 2028, when the additional water supply comes on stream without too many water supply disruptions.
You know, Doc, I was speaking to an environmental expert yesterday, and he says this is the time that the public and private partnerships are now considered in this space. Yet the national government says that it transfers approximately 60 billion rand per year to municipalities in the form of infrastructural grants, with a portion of those to assist, of course, in addressing those backlogs in water as well as sanitation distribution. So, Doc, where's this money going to if it's not being utilized accordingly?
This year, all of that 60 billion that you mentioned is going for water and sanitation backlogs. There's other money which goes for other infrastructure. There are 144 water services authorities in the country. So the 60 billion, when you spread it across those 144 water services authorities, doesn't go that far, but it does make a big difference in helping the municipalities to address the backlog. But what they need to spend on water is a lot more than that collectively. And the main source of money that they get for spending on the maintenance and operation of their water systems is money that they get from the sale of water, the revenues that they get from the sale of water. Water is supposed to be self-financing in South Africa. It's not supposed to be funded by general government. It's not supposed to be funded from your income tax or your VAT. People must pay for water, and that revenue from the sale of water, it must be used for the maintenance and operation of the water distribution systems.
All right, Doc, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your contribution. Dr. Sean Phillips, the Director General of the Water and Sanitation Department.